Can you state your first and last name?
Ivano Mirandi.
First question is, what was it like moving to America?
Okay. Moving to America was exciting, but at the same time hard. Exciting because you spoke already. I mean, I've been in quite a few places before actually moving to America. I lived in Iceland for a few years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, I did. That's how I speak English a little bit better than normal Italians. They didn't move, and so I wasn't afraid to move to a different country. I was because it's a part of like a challenge, right?
Yeah.
As we were talking before in the corridor, I kind of feel the urge to test myself. So I'm not the one that's comfortable in one spot only. So moving to America to me was another challenge, and a challenge that I embrace, and a challenge that I'm happy to take.
Okay. Going off of that, what would you say was the hardest part about adapting to America or moving here?
Well, the hardest part, completely. I mean, the language you can still vary a little bit. Because, I'm not that fluent. I still need time to process and everything. Today I was in a class in English to make a little essay, like 15 minutes. It takes me more than 15 minutes still, right? So that is hard. It's hard to somehow, even though the challenge is there, but somehow it's hard not to be on your side of the family, on your side of the friendships. That's something you need to deal with when you want to move for good. You need to always take that in consideration. I'm not saying that you don't have to do it, but you always have to think about it. That's something that I don't say it affects me, but it's important. I mean, it's nothing you don't have to set aside. It's not gonna happen. It's gonna happen, and you have different friends. You're gonna make friends, but you don't have the friends you grew up with. You don't have the family. You hear them every day, but that's the tough part. Is the personal things that you left behind. Adjusting to the culture it's different. America, it's part of a place. It's kind of a bit of from a different direction. From my mentality, very different. But again, it's a challenge, so let's take it.
You're talking about your community and people you left back in your home country. Can you talk a little bit about that and what you miss or
Well, again, you might have a best friend, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How long did you know him for?
Actually only a couple of years.
Okay. I have my best friend since I was 3 years old.
Wow.
So think about it. It's the second person I know after my parents. The longest. So those kind of things. It's again, you can still make friends. You can still make good friends. Very tangible, but something when you grow up with, you share the same path, the same experiences. That's something I'm missing. Well, I mean, I have great family, lots of friends back in here, lots of friends here too. Because it takes me time. I'm pretty introvert, but after you start to know me, I loosen up. So that is what I miss most. The true aspect of friendship. Now it's still being here for 2.5 years. I know you, but I don't know your real you. Because I don't spend every single day, every single hours with you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's the difference.
Okay. What made you want to move to the USA?
Two things. First one, it moves all kind of human beings. It's love. And the second one, because the situation that we were in Italy was a little bit too complicated for us to stay there. Because I met my wife when we were in Italy. She was studying in college in Rome. She did the whole 5 years program abroad in Rome. And I met her in the last. She was at her junior year. She just started the junior year. So we stayed there together. She graduated. She stayed another year with a visa because she managed to work with a university for a little bit. But then the visa expired. The university, couldn't give her a job anymore, and she didn't want to live in a uncertain situation. So no insurance, no nothing. You're like hidden person. He illegal, and she didn't want to feel that. So we managed to we kind of study what kind of was better for us to do. At the same moment, during when I was dating her, I lost my job in Rome, my primary job, which was a safety inspection on construction sites. My company got involved in some bribe scandals with the government, and I didn't get paid for 6 months. So I stayed 6 months in the same company, not getting paid, hopefully hoping that the situation get better, because in Italy, job-wise stuff. And after 6 months, I told them there's no reason for me to stay here. And after a while, we decided it would be probably better to move here, get married here, and start over here.
Wow. So how long do you plan on like staying in America?
I don't know.
Yeah.
How long? It could be 10 years, could be forever, it could be a semester. I don't know.
Sure.
Anything can happen. But I mean, I'm kind of tired to move all around.
Yeah.
So I would like to stay as long as I can. And see how it goes.
Okay. So far, like, what has been your best moment or thing that's happened to you in America?
The best moment, I married my wife. Alright. I started also, I mean, that's the first time. I started coaching right away, which is also pretty impressive, and that's what kept me going. That's why I'm in university again. That's why I'm in school again. I'm trying to get my coaching career in a higher level. And that's why I say I don't know if I'm gonna stay here.
Yeah.
Hopefully forever. Hopefully I'm gonna play somewhere else.
As long as you can.
Yeah, but that was definitely interesting. I like one of the points that we discussed with my wife, and that's actually, she always supports me about rugby stuff. She wants me to continue my rugby related career. Yeah, that's also, I'm gonna answer also another, one of the question that you're gonna ask me later probably. I decided to go to Union County because my wife was living in Plainfield, and the first thing I look at it if there was a rugby around Plainfield. Lucky for me, that was a Union County team, and 1+1.
Lucky for us, we found you. Yeah.
Thanks.
We just so happened to win nationals that year.
Yeah.
What else? Going off of that, what originally like made you want to become a rugby coach? Like
Rugby coach?
yeah, like where did it start?
I don't know, because I played since I was 14, right?
Alright.
So my best friend, what I told you before, he was playing before me, and his brother before me. He was pretty good with his brother. I also played also good. But anyway, when we were 10 or 11, he started to play, and he always like, nagging me, you wanna come to play with us? And I was swimming, I was doing water polo, I was doing volleyball, I was all over the place a little bit. I didn't really get involved into it that much. As soon as I started playing rugby, one practice, I snapped it out. So I played for 15 years. When I moved to Iceland for a little bit, and then I moved back, I had to stop, right, for those 2 years, 3 years. When I moved back, I changed the club because they opened a club 5 minutes away from my house. I could walk every day. It would take me 7 minutes to walk from house door to door. And I was a little bit more experienced than the other players that were there and the other coaches as well. And there was this director of rugby, very exclusive person, really bad as a rugby player, but very, very, very skilled as a rugby coach. He's IRB level 300 now. He's studying, New Zealand, South Africa, Australia. Every year he goes somewhere. And he asked me if I want to get involved a little bit. I said, yeah. Like, because we were, as a club-wise, we were really close. Right? I spent every day at the club, and we have a club, so it's just like very good, like a family. So I started the process, and just me up. Just ran away.
Besides rugby, do you have another favorite sport? One that you possibly care as much as rugby?
Well, I don't care as much as I can on the other sport as much as rugby. But moving here, I got familiar with ice hockey.
Really?
And ice hockey is the sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I love it.
I love that too. It's like lots of physical, a lot of speed, a lot of continuity. It never stops. I mean, unless something happens like the puck goes somewhere or like some minimum fraction. But it's fast. That's what I like about sports. That's why I don't really like American football like nowadays. Because I mean, I understand and I really appreciate the athleticism of the guys. But really, it's just baseball as well. Baseball is slow. I mean, I like the hit of the ball when there is a home run, but that's like there's 4 hours. What do you do?
Yeah.
I mean, and ice hockey is the sport. To be honest.
Wow. Did not expect that answer.
No, really?
No.
I love that.
What were your favorite pastimes in Italy? Like, besides work and
Well,
rugby?
last time I got involved in playing guitar, like by myself. I bought a harmonica as well, kind of imitated Bob Dylan a little
both,
bit.
yeah.
But it's something that takes you, an hour a day, and your mind goes somewhere else. You know what I mean? And you play just for fun. I'm not there. I mean, probably I should practice a little bit more, but I don't really care. I just want to have an instrument, play a little bit. It was reading. Talk to my dog into the park, and it's I don't really do that much besides work and rugby. It takes me the whole day.
If you could live in any country besides the U.S. and Italy, which one would it be and why?
You know what? Me and my wife are thinking about that. I mean, not because I need my wife to tell me what to do, but my perspective is I'd have to be close to the water source, possibly the ocean.
Right.
So, I mean, probably Australia. Australia would be a nice alternative.
It's very dangerous waters.
Yeah, I don't care, but
Yeah.
it's just. I need the ocean needs to be warm in the summertime. You need to have clear waters. That's what I miss here too. Because you go down south, 2 hours and have like deep clear waters. Here before you eat that, you really to try 6 hours, even more probably. So yeah, it has to be somewhere possibly warm. But, I mean, I want the 4 seasons, right? But I want the summer to be the big attraction, right? Relax. That's kind of. I don't want to stress living. I'm not a stress person. I don't want to be stressed.
Pretty chill. Alright. It's kind of a weird question, but if you won $1 billion, what would you do with it?
All right. First, 2 things first. I'll buy a gigantic RV and a sailing boat. Yeah.
Wow.
First of all, the gigantic RV because I can travel everywhere, just everywhere. Me, my wife, the dog, friends, whatever wants to come, just go and travel all across the country and then down south, South America, and then go back, Bering Sea,
Everywhere.
everywhere. And then whenever you cannot go on the RV, you got a sailing boat.
Wow.
And I did some sailing a little bit back in Italy, and I love it. It's just the best thing. As soon as you stop the engine and listen to the noise of the waves and the ropes, like tightening up and then losing it. There's nothing better.
Wow.
Nothing better.
Do you have any questions for me? It's just like,
Well, actually, I have to ask you one thing. If money were not a problem, right? Let's for 1 second, think about a society where money is nothing that we know about it. And what would you do?
where would I go?
No, where'd you go? What would you do?
What would I do?
Yeah,
I would be a video game developer.
there you go.
Or something in graphic design regarding like virtual
Okay.
reality or something. I just really like video games and like I like everything about it. Just also like being active in something. I don't like just like doing it just the basics. I want to get involved. I like TV shows. I like watching TV. So I joined a TV club to like learn how to do everything, like how to make shows, like do all that stuff. I don't think I really have any other questions. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about?
I mean, I just want to say thank you that you chose me first of all. I didn't expect that. This is my first time.
Being interviewed.
Being interviewed on a project for a project manage.
Well, I'm glad I could be that first person.
There you go.
Yeah, I guess that's
You're
it.
satisfied with everything?
Yeah.
You have to go through something? No?
Better than expected.
All right. Awesome.